So guys, last class we were understanding about subscriber status into Marketing Cloud. We understood a subscriber has four different status: active, bounced, unsubscribed, and undeliverable. We understood how these subscriber statuses are defined. A new subscriber is created with active status. You send him email, he may click on unsubscribe and try to opt out. That subscriber will be called as unsubscribed subscriber. A subscriber can have a temporary issue with the inbox, like the inbox is full, not in capacity to have any more emails. In that case, if you try to send him an email, it will get bounced, returned back to Marketing Cloud. So, in that case, bounced status will be defined. And there can be permanent reasons where a subscriber can't receive email because the subscriber's email address is invalid. The domain that email address is referring to is invalid, never got created, blocked. In that case, there will be a hard bounce and the email will be blocked and the status of subscriber will be changed to undeliverable or held. We understood more on bounce mail management, how bounces are calculated. We understood two types of bounces are there: soft bounce and hard bounce. Soft bounce due to temporary reasons, hard bounce due to permanent reasons. Temporary reasons we have discussed: server is down, inbox is full. Permanent reason is domains are invalid, that domain never got created, domain is blocked, or whatever the permanent reason is, system will not be able to locate that address. So in that case, hard bounce occurs and straight away email is the status of that subscriber is changed to held. Now guys, when you consider soft bounce, there is a formula to calculate a soft bounce. One time you send email, and if email gets bounced due to temporary reason, at the first attempt it is not calculated as one soft bounce. System tries to make 288 attempts in next 72 hours. Then if it understands all the attempts failed, it will mark one bounce count. So in case of soft bounce, Marketing Cloud tries to resend the email to the subscriber every 15 minutes for 72 hours. That is 288 times. After this period, the subscriber status is marked as bounced. Once a bounce appears in the tracking, it cannot be changed. The 288 attempts are not counted individually as a bounce, but all together as one unsuccessful attempt. If all 288 attempts fail, the subscriber status is set to bounced. But if subscriber opens any email once it receives it, the subscriber status is changed back to active. So guys, this is how one soft bounce is calculated. And there are two factors which governs hard bounce. One factor governs hard bounces: the domain is permanently blocked, not existing, or whatever is the permanent reason. And the other reason for having hard bounce is if you receive three soft bounces in a span of 15 days. That means 288 attempts made for one soft bounce and 288 into 3 attempts made for 3 soft bounces in a span of 15 days. Make sure you have span of 15 days applicable, then only 3 soft bounces in a 15 days would change the status to held of that subscriber. So hard bounce, either domain blocked or 3 soft bounces in a span of 15 days. These two factors governs the hard bounce. Later in our course yesterday, we saw about can spam law. We understood how to create data in Marketing Cloud, list data extension, import, export data, everything we saw. Later, we understood about subscribers, all subscribers, subscriber statuses. Now, in order to send email, before we go and do that, we have to understand the compliance which governs email sends. We came across can spam law. Can spam law is recommended for commercial emails. We understood two types of emails we can send from Marketing Cloud. The first is commercial email and the second one is transactional email. Commercial emails are the emails which brands think to send. They're going to launch a new product and service. They are going to launch a sale. They are going to send that manually to you. But transactional emails always requires your consent because you are the person who went and logged an event. You are the person who went to go IBIBO, make my trip and purchase the flight ticket. And in response to that, you should be getting that ticket in your inbox. So you have already agreed to have a transaction with the system, but it is not the case with commercial sends. Commercial sends do not have your prior consent. Brands think to promote products and services, they can go and drop the communication to you. And in that case, it is highly important for brands to be compliant to a law, which is CAN spam law, which we understood. CAN spam has five major laws, which are very easy to understand and very, very easy to miss. So, being a consultant in Marketing Cloud, you have to understand all these basic technicalities and compliances so that you provide best consulting to your client. The CAN spam law says accurately identify the sender in the header information. So the name and the email address a sender is using to send you an email should be accurate. Somebody cannot claim coming that they are sending emails from Amazon, but the email address is not from Amazon's domain. Somebody can claim it is sending email from a big company, big brand to fool you, but they might not use the brand specific domain. And if they don't have authority to use brand specific domain, that means that is not a legal sender, not a genuine sender. So CAN spam law says that we should be able to accurately identify the sender just by seeing from name and from email, from which name that email has come, from which email that email has come. From name and from email are the two things which should point to a single domain of a company. If you are Amazon, you can write from name as Amazon, and from email you can write anything like invoice at amazon.in, amazon.com, whatever you want. After this, guys, we have seen second law of CAN spam, which says accurately, which says that you have to use or make use of correct subject line. You should not fool people that you won a lottery and once they open the email, they are seeing entirely different content. This is something very this is something which is non-compliant. Many senders try to follow and gets their position in spam folder. So guys, accurately identify the sender in the header information and use the accurate subject line are the two top CAN spam laws. The third thing is identify the message as an advertisement until and unless you have consent from that subscriber. You may encounter scenarios where this person's email address is not directly submitted by that person. You got it from somewhere. Ideally, we are talking about subscribers in Marketing Cloud. A subscriber is nothing but a person who subscribes to your communication. And as it subscribes to your communication, and that subscriber subscribes to your communication, he has to give his personal data himself to you. Either he has to fill a sign up form or any form which you have kept online to get subscriptions from those people. But guys, there are times where people have a lot of other data to be imported to Marketing Cloud, which they have not scrapped, which they have not collected directly from the subscriber's hand. But they have that data. Not sure how they got, they have that. Now they want to send emails from Marketing Cloud, but we know we cannot send emails who is not your subscriber. So to stay compliant, we display a message inside the email while we send to those subscribers that this message is for advertisement purpose, which makes them understand that this is not a personalized communication. This is advertising communication. So, guys, you have to use advertisement, notification, or you can say consent within the email while you are dropping an email to your non subscribers. The fourth important can spam law is you have to use physical mailing address. You have a responsibility to you have a responsibility to tell the people where your company is situated, what is the physical mailing address of that company. Physical mailing address of that company means where the company is actually located in your country. It is important to make people aware of this thing. Last but not the least, the most important can spam law, which is you have to provide unsubscribe link. Unsubscribe link is something you have to provide to a subscriber who wish to opt out. He can opt out anytime. You should not force people to receive your emails every time. You should not force people to receive your emails every time. They should have an option to get opt out from your email sends whenever they want. So guys, these are the 5 can spam laws which will be asked in interview and which you definitely have to learn. Now guys, how to achieve these laws practically? How to achieve these laws practically, that we will see now. The first law says that, or the can spam law says that it is for commercial email. The can spam law says that it is for commercial email. How system will understand if we are going to deliver a commercial email or a transactional email? Because based on that consent you provide to the system, it enforces laws. If it is a transactional email, it won't check for unsubscribe link, physical mailing address. But if you define it is a commercial email, system has a validation which checks if unsubscribe link is provided or not, if physical mailing address is provided or not. All these are the validations checked by the system. So you have to tell system whether you are going to send commercial email or a transactional email. Commercial email or transactional email can be notified to a system by creating a send classification. Send classification is nothing but the classification which you define within Marketing Cloud to make system aware if you are going to send commercial or transactional email, so that it enforces applicable laws. If it is a commercial email, it enforces can spam laws, so that you don't miss to be compliant while you send email. If something which is required for a can spam law is missing, system will trigger a notification to you, show the error, so that you always stay compliant. System wants to understand whether you are going to send commercial or transactional. Commercial like promotional emails, newsletter emails. Transactional emails like forgot my password, transactions, flight ticket, hotel booking. All these are the transactionals. So guys, you have to create send classification in Marketing Cloud. In order to create send classification, we will go to Marketing Cloud. We will go to setup option. In order to create send classification, we will go to Marketing Cloud and we will click on setup option. Once we click on setup option, we have feature setting left hand side. We are studying about email studio and email studio and its features. We will expand this email studio. Now guys, you have to tell system if it is a commercial or transactional. You have to create send classifications. Choose send classification from the menu. Once you choose send classification from the menu, you can create either a commercial or a transactional send classification. To do that, you can click on create option. You have to use this send classification at the time of sending emails. This send classifications will be used while you trigger email. So guys, you have to define the name of send classification. We will write B. 30, B5, our batch 5, send classification. Batch 5 send classification. Once we write B5 send classification, you have can spam classification, which you have to select, which is commercial or transactional. If you select commercial, applicable commercial laws will be applicable. If you select transactional, applicable transactional laws will be applicable. Here, the consent is written what is commercial and what is transactional. You have to understand this. Let me read for you. Commercial and transactional have legal meaning under US Federal Can-Spam Act. A commercial email message is any electronic mail message, the primary purpose of which is the commercial advertisement or promotion of a commercial products and services. Commercial messages must include mechanism to unsubscribe. Commercial message must include a mechanism to unsubscribe, the physical mailing address of the sender, and a notice of advertisement. These all things we discussed in our can spam law, the physical mailing address, unsubscribe link, and if it is not a subscriber, a notice of advertisement should be kept. For commercial messages, we check for the presence of unsubscribe link. For commercial messages, system checks the presence of unsubscribe link. So guys, if you select commercial message here, all these laws of can spam will be applicable. In case you select transactional, applicable transactional laws will be applicable. What is transactions? Transactional messages per can spam are primary emails that facilitate, complete, or confirm a commercial transaction that recipient has previously agreed to enter into with the sender. Transactional messages per can spam are primary emails that facilitate, complete, confirm, or commercial transaction that the recipient has previously agreed to enter with the sender. So guys, for transactional message, we do not check for the presence of unsubscribe. So no can spam laws are enforced on transactional, they are enforced on commercial messages. So you select commercial or transactional, whatever you want to send. Once we do that, the two more required things inside a send classification is sender profile and delivery profile, which we have to select. Two more required information which we have to select are sender profile and delivery profile. What is sender profile and delivery profile? The first can spam law says that accurately identify the sender in the header information. The from name and from email should be accurate because from name and from email are used to send email. That is known as sender profile. From name and from email, from where the email is coming, what is the brand's name, what is the email address of that brand, from name and from email, you have to from name and from email we have to see. So guys, from name and from email is nothing but a sender profile in Marketing Cloud, which you definitely have to create and include in the send classification, so that whenever you send email, people will be able to see your from name and from email and can find you genuine. So in order to create a sender profile, we will again go to setup option and duplicate this tab. Once you duplicate this tab, again go to send classic email studio. You have sender profile. In sender profile, you will be creating from name and from email. In sender profile, you'll be creating from name and from email. Click on create option. Once you click on create option, you have to define name of the sender profile, E5 sender profile like this. And you have to click on use specified information, define from name and from email. From name, suppose you are sending email from Amazon, from name should be Amazon. And from email should be accurate, like notifications at the rate amazon.com. Notifications at the rate amazon.com. Click on verify option. Once you click on verify option, a verification link will be sent to this email address. But guys, we don't have this amazon.com domain, and it is not compliant to send emails from a non-authenticated domain or a domain which you don't own. So guys, here we won't be able to verify our sender profile. Instead, to practice, we will use our email or Yahoo email address. But while you are working with company, from name and from email should be pointing to a single domain. If you think you are sending from Amazon, you have to use Amazon's domain. So guys, you see her, I have written my personal address and it is auto verified. In your case, it might not get auto verified. Why? Because I have been training on this marketing cloud for so long now. Every time I verify and it auto verifies me now. So if you are using this first time, you may have to click verify link. You will be getting a verification link in your inbox and you have to click on that verification link to verify. But one thing to note, we are using our Gmail here for companies on which we will be deployed. We have to make sure we use their domain. So guys, this is the sender profile which is created. We will click on save option. And as sender profile is created and saved, we can go and select that sender profile here. But we have to recreate a send classification because after we started to create send classification, sender profile came in picture. So we will again click on create option. We'll write here B5 send classification, commercial or transactional you choose. And in sender profile, you have the B5 send class sender profile which you just created. Similarly, guys, sender profile is required, delivery profile is also required. Delivery profile tells which IP you are going to send emails, what are the headers and footers of your email, which IP you are going to send email, what are the headers and footers of your email. Headers and footers are important because in footer you have to provide unsubscribe link, physical mailing address. All these things you have to define. So we have a delivery profile. A delivery profile specifies if communication, which if communication, if a communication contains which header, footer, and IP address. Delivery profile you can also create like you created sender profile. Just below sender profile you have delivery profile option. Just below sender profile we have delivery profile option. You click on delivery profile, click on create option. Once you click on create option, here you can write delivery profile and you have IP address, header and footer. IP address is selected to account default. Whenever you get new Salesforce Marketing Cloud account, you have a default IP provided to you by Salesforce. That is what account default is. But you may have global operations. You may have operations in China, UK, US, Japan, Russia, Australia, other different countries. And to have high deliverability of emails, you are using country specific IP. To deliver emails in Russia, you are using Russian IP. To deliver email in China, you are using Chinese IP. So guys, you are using different IP, suppose for different sends. So you have to get it included within Marketing Cloud. You have to reach out to Marketing Cloud, provide them the list of IPs you want to get it utilized, and they will include those IPs inside the Marketing Cloud. And they will include those IPs inside the Marketing Cloud. Once they do that, you will see this private option enabled. Currently, we don't own IP. It is very expensive to own. Companies can own a private IP. So if they own a private IP, they can select it from here easily. And guys, once you have IP addresses selected, headers and footers are also important thing which you should be selecting. In an email, header and footer contains a lot of different information. Header may contain your company logo and footer may contain unsubscribe link, physical mailing address, and each and everything. Currently, header and footer in this delivery profile is set to account default. That means Marketing Cloud has provided default header and footer, which by default gets added to every email value sent. If you want to see what is account default header and footer, you can again duplicate this tab. You can again duplicate this tab. Go to account settings. Once you duplicate this tab, go to company setting, account setting. Inside account setting, you will be able to see header and footer provided by Marketing Cloud. Just scroll down, you will see HTML footer, HTML header provided by Marketing Cloud. Click on edit to see what is that HTML header or footer. Once you click on edit to see what is HTML header and footer, you have HTML header and footer. It is set to system default. If you want to see what is system default, click on custom, or you can here click on custom and you have insert recommended footer. Insert recommended footer is nothing but a system default footer or header. This is the system default footer, guys, which contains physical mailing address. This is the physical mailing address. What is this string %% we will come to know tomorrow. But this is nothing but country, postal code, state, city, address, business name, your physical mailing address in the footer, your unsubscribe profile privacy links in the footer. So guys, these are the headers and footers provided by system by default. You can anytime create your own custom, you can code your own custom footer. But in case you want to use system defined header and footer, let it be like this. You have that thing selected. You have that thing selected already. Once you create a delivery profile, you save that delivery profile. After you have saved that delivery profile, we have to save it again. Some issues are there. Click on save option. Once we click save a delivery profile, it is saved like this. You can go and select that delivery profile here. But as we create the delivery profile later, we click on cancel option and we will again click on create option. Once we click on create option, we write here B5 send to classification, can spam commercial, sender profile B5 we have already created, delivery profile B5 we have already created, and we will click on save option. Once we click on save option, our send classification is created successfully. This send classification we will use to send emails. So now guys, till now what all things we have seen data models, created data models, how to import export data. We have seen subscribers and related behavior, subscriber properties. Then we have seen what are can spam laws. Then we have seen what is send classification, sender profile, delivery profile. We are ready to send email. Now we have to build email, and then we will be using these all information to send it. In order to build email, we will try to create personalized and dynamic emails in Marketing Cloud. That what type of email you can create for Marketing Cloud? Personalized and dynamic emails. Marketing Cloud is not a Gmail thing that you just write an email and send it. Marketing Cloud achieves high level of personalization and dynamic content. If you want to send emails to 1 billion people, you have a tendency to change the content automatically for 1 billion people just designing a single email. So guys, you see this is the example of personalized and dynamic email which is displayed in front of you. Left hand side you see the email, it is addressing a customer with its first name. Hi Hannah. Below to that you see reactivate your subscription highlighted in green box. So guys, left hand side is an example of email which is personalized, having personalization attributes, and a link to reactivate Hannah's subscription is given. With this link, we cannot activate our account. It is personalized to Hannah only. You cannot take this link and pay on behalf of Hannah. You cannot do. This is personalized to Hannah only. So this type of email is personalized emails. How you provide personalization, links, images, attributes, everything we have to see. The right hand side email is a pair of two email. The right side email is a pair of two email. You see when the first email out of these two is sent to male people, it reflects male jacket. But the same email when it is sent to female people is reflecting sandals. So guys, these type of emails are dynamic in nature. These are not personalized. Personalized is left hand side having personalization attributes of a customer. Right hand side email is dynamic, dynamically changing the content. On which basis you might have a data extension where you have a gender field, male or female. If this email is went to that data extension and if system detects the person is male, it will show that jacket. There can be thousands of males will be able to see the same content with jacket. But there can be hundreds and thousands of female as well. If their genders are detected, the sandals will be shown dynamically. So guys, both personalized and dynamic content we have to understand within email studio how to build personalized and dynamic content. And guys, we have a best example which we already started to build personalized and dynamic content, which is nothing but the invoice. Invoice contains both personalization data and dynamic data. You have customer first name, last name, email address, phone number, subscriber key, all these things as personalization data. Dynamic data, product purchase, bill amount, quantity. You have more related data as well. Image, you have size, color, everything about that product, which are present among different data extensions. You have to dynamically retrieve that data and show over email. So guys, tomorrow we will start to build invoice where we will try to achieve both personalization and dynamic requirements. Invoice is the project which we already started and we have already built data model for it. But tomorrow, what we will do, we will actually have to start seeing how to create emails in Marketing Cloud, how to achieve personalization and dynamic. Next three classes will go in building emails from personalization strings and AMP script